Good morning. I think it's the beginning of day 6 out here, and I'm really kind of starting to feel a part of this again. I got into the shelter last night and was very tired. So I just stopped there. I think I only did whatever. I think I'd been somewhere around 17 miles yesterday, maybe 18, something like that. And just got some water, talked to a few people at the shelter, then went and found a tent site that I thought looked really secluded kind of, but there were lots of sites around it. I showed you anyway in the video yesterday. But then over time, tons of different people showed up. There was a whole family there. Sat and talked with for a while. Dad came over and we chatted a bit, and a lot of other hikers showed up. So anyway, it was good though. Got a lot of sleep last night, probably somewhere around 9.5 hours, which I really needed. My legs are extremely sore this morning in different places than usual, probably from climbing those rocks yesterday. So still in Pennsylvania, as you can probably tell from all the rocks on the trail, but it's possible that I could actually exit Pennsylvania today, or at least get right to the border. Delaware Water Gap is basically the border of the trail where you then enter New Jersey, I think. And that's 20 miles away, really almost exactly. So if I can do fine today, then I might be able to make it there. They have a hostel in town that's run by a church, and just a basic little, you can just go in and just, I don't think they have bunks or anything. You just go in, put your sleeping bag down on the floor and crash out. So that might be kind of nice if I could get there. I've got a package at the post office I need to pick up for myself. It has my resupply for the next few days, so I'll need to do that tomorrow either way. But based on how my last couple of days have gone, I'd be surprised if I have 20 miles in me today, especially hiking through these rocks. So we'll see what happens. But I feel really good getting all the sleep and had a good breakfast and everything. So ready for a good day, and I'm ready to tick off another state. It'd be nice to say, whoo, Pennsylvania down. It's been sitting on this one for a year now, since I got off trail last year. So it'd be nice to get into Pennsylvania, and then once I do that, New Jersey will go quick. New York will go relatively quick, a week or so. Then Connecticut, Massachusetts, both of those are fairly short states, so I should be able to do those in just, a few days. And then Vermont. So, I mean, I'm going to be getting through a lot of new stuff quick here. It always kind of feels good, helps you to keep motivated to see those things coming. So, all right, I'm going to get moving. So that cooler down there had some Cokes and some gummy fruit snack things and stuff in it. And that's right at the highway there, coming down through Wind Gap is what that's called. There's a little town down there if you want to, go 6 or 7 miles down the road, which I don't. But, oh, it's awesome. Because there's a big climb coming out of here now, so I get to I'll have a Coke, get some artificial energy in me, some sugar and caffeine, and start climbing. So, little climb here, and I think it levels out, and then there's a bigger climb coming up soon. Whew, that already winded me. There's also a gentleman down there in a car. Just wanted to talk to me. Give me a card for a Bible website. Kirkridge Shelter, that's where water is for the day. And then another, 5 miles beyond there is Delaware Water Gap. And then Katahdin, the end, 910 miles away. Woohoo! Anyway, the gentleman gave me a card for a Bible website, and just wanted to talk. Seemed like I was a little confused. He has a really nice car, but he was talking about that he's tried to live in a tent around town here, and they've told him he couldn't do that. And but the housing was a little too expensive for him and stuff, so I don't know where he got that nice car, but it's kind of an interesting situation. He's telling me all about the nice vacuum cleaners he got out of the trash yesterday. He's going to try to make some money on those, and I don't know. Interesting fellow, but he was very nice, sweet kind of older man, and we talked for a while, but now it's time to get moving on. Hey, so got to the top of that climb, and it was a pretty good climb, but not too bad. I made it all right. Still have some energy. When I got to the top of the climb, I ran across someone who I had met very briefly last night at the shelter. There were 3 guys and a young woman staying in there, and the woman's name was Daybreak, because she gets up and starts hiking before everyone else always. And of course she did that today as well. Which direction do I go here? This way. So I just caught up to her, and she had busted one of her poles last night and was wondering, since my trail name is Fix It, if I could fix the pole. I think kind of jokingly, because it was pretty demolished. But anyway, I could not. And so anyway, I ran across her now today, and she said no big deal, because she's talked to her son, who lives just about an hour from here. He's actually going to come down and meet her probably later today, and she's going to get off trail, spend a couple days with him. Then he's going to get back on trail with her and hike for a few days together. So that'd be a pretty cool experience for her. Pretty neat. It makes me kind of, periodically out here I will come across somebody who lives really close to the trail, just like that, or has family close to the trail or whatever. And I think it'd be pretty neat to, be able to be hiking kind of like towards home at some point. If I lived in, Western Massachusetts, then, here in 3 weeks, I would be real close to home, right? You'd stop, have some people meet me, hang out at home for a day or two, whatever, and see friends and family, and then jump back on the trail and go. So anyway, good for her that she gets to do that. All right, back to it. It's the second campsite I've come across that says closed for restoration. So obviously they are just trying to improve some of these areas around here. I don't know what restoration is. It might just mean let some grass grow back, or maybe they have a plan to, you know, come in and build something or another. But either way, it's interesting to know that people are actually, you know, out here sort of actively managing areas of the trail. I saw some backpackers way up there in the distance in front of me. I don't think you can see them really in this video, but anyway, anytime I see people up ahead, it always it makes me wonder if it's somebody I know out here. You know, it could be Halo. Haven't seen him since the very first night I was out here, and we tented together, and I know he's been close by because other people that I've seen and tented with and stuff have mentioned his name recently, but I haven't crossed paths with him, so it could be him, although I think he might be behind me. Could be Push or Rambler. They took off way ahead of me a couple days ago, so they slowed down for any reason. So anyway, it's always kind of cool to just catch up with the people that you've seen out here, or it might be someone brand new, my new best friend. Whether they want to be or not. Anyway, I'll catch them eventually here. So yeah, it was some people that I knew. I had just met them last night at the shelter. A couple, his name is Uluk, I guess because he says ooh look a lot, and her name is Flossie. I didn't ask why, but yeah, so it was nice to see them again and talk for a couple minutes. And now on to Delaware Water Gap. So earlier I said it was 20 miles to Delaware Water Gap, which would get me to through Pennsylvania and to where my box is at the post office. I wasn't sure if I'd make it there or not. Well, I stopped at the last water source that there is for the day and had some lunch, and I feel good enough that I'm definitely going to push on. So I didn't get that much water. I only got like a liter of water. So I kind of have to make it to Delaware Water Gap. I mean, I could survive with it, but I need to get there now. So, yeah, I've got about 6, maybe and a half miles. Normally, I would think that would take me just a tad over maybe 2 hours, but I think for sure it's going to take me 3, just because you just can't go that fast on all these rocks, you know. So, anyway, so 3 hours from now, get me in there around 5 o'clock, and the post office, assuming the hours I have are right, close at 5:45, so I should be able to get my box tonight. And I think I'll almost certainly stay at that hostel, that church hostel that's there. But I know there's some tenting space outside, so I doubt that I will actually stay inside. I'll probably just go in and, you know, maybe clean up a little if they have a bathroom somewhere. I can just throw some water on my face and just clean up a tad, and then tent for the night and head out in the morning. So yeah, it's good to have a plan. Now I just have to hike 6.5 miles. Man, who came up with that stupid plan? I've walked through a lot of these cool tunnels on the AT, but not so far this year. Haven't seen anything like this, so kind of nostalgic. It really it makes me remember back to year one when I was hiking. And it's over. I hear a stream. That means I am 1 mile from Delaware Water Gap. Almost there for the night. Yay. If I had more time, I would take my shoes off and soak my feet in this. But I've got to get there in time to get to the post office. So I'll just enjoy it for a while. So there's the church. It has the hiker center. So I dropped my bag off, my pack off there, which is nice. So I'm 20 pounds lighter. Now I'm walking down to the post office and get my package and take it back and undo it and everything, and then I'm gonna go find some place to eat. I think there's a diner in town. There might even be a barbecue place. I'm gonna eat something good, assuming they're open. So I'm gonna get my stuff and I'll see you later. All right, I got a shower. I feel a lot better, even though I'm wearing my same old dirty clothes. And now I'm walking down the street and I am just looking for a place to eat. There are a whole bunch of people in the shelter, in the hostel, the church hostel, all talking about where they want to eat and this and that and the other, and I'm like, I don't have time for all this. I'm just gonna go find something. So I'm just gonna wander down the street until I find something good. Then I'll go back and set up my tent and get everything in order, and unless anything crazy happens, I'm probably gonna sign off for the night. So most likely you'll see me again in the next video tomorrow. Bye. Alright, so it was a good night last night. Just getting started this morning. You can probably see the sun's out, which is great. It's a lot warmer. Wearing shorts and there's no rain, even though everything's still wet. But anyway, it was a nice night in the shelter. I know I've said I don't really usually sleep in shelters ever, but I did last night. And it was good. I had a great night's sleep. Stayed there with Hopper from the night before. I think I called him Holler in the previous video, but his name's Hopper. And also Mason and Kevin were there. And it was a nice, easy night. Nice guys. So Mason and Hopper and I are starting out together this morning. And, oh, let's see. Should hit 60 today, so that'll be good. We got a short bit of a hike here before we get to Lehigh Gap, which is known for its 900-foot wall of rocks. So it's supposed to be some big old boulders that you have to put your trekking poles away for and just climb. So we'll see how that goes. I probably won't be able to video very much of it at all because I'll be climbing, but I could probably get some video or some pictures at the bottom before we take off. So, what else? Well, there was a good water source back there at the shelter, but what we're coming up on here is a Superfund site where from the late 1800s all the way until 1980 they smelted zinc out in this area. So after that shelter right there, you're not supposed to drink the water sources that are coming up. You're not supposed to drink from them unless it's an emergency. So we're all carrying a lot of water basically for the entire day. The next healthy water source that isn't way off the trail, you know, where you have to hike like a half or 3/4 of a mile off trail, is 18 miles from here. So we're all hiking at least 18 miles to the next shelter where the next good water is. So what that means is up this 900-foot wall of rocks, we're going to be carrying a bunch of extra weight in water. So I've got some extra water in my pack, and yeah, anyway, you get the idea. All right, well, I'm gonna get moving and enjoy this sun. I can actually see the sun right there on my face. Feels great. And I'll show you the wall of rocks when I get there. I didn't know that I was going to have to cross a stretch like this, but there are these periodically across the AT. It's the only way to get from point A to point B, with, you know, because there are so many roads and cities and things. So anyway, this is the trail right here. Beautiful river. And Lehigh Township, so should be getting to, I guess this is Lehigh Gap, and then here on the other side is where these rocks are. That's where I just came from, down there. And up in there. And all along that street and back, so I'm on my way. Well, here's where the wall starts, but it doesn't look like much, so it goes way up there. I'm going to start climbing and try to get an image whenever I can stop. Well, that's where I came from. And that's where I'm going. I'd say I've just barely gotten the tip of the iceberg here. Yep, got to put the phone away. Fun. Well, the beginning part of this was definitely a climb, you know, probably class 4 scrambling, but it's kind of turned into a sort of a higher level class 3 hike for the last half of it. Just kind of walking through stuff like this, so not too bad. That was fun. I think probably I'm close to done. We'll find out. I'm gonna head right up that trail. Well, I got up the wall of rocks, and that was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And then I ran across Kevin, who I have now nicknamed Local. He's from around here, and well, within an hour and a half or so of here anyway. He comes out to the AT quite often. He's just a young guy. If I can remember when I put this video together, I'll put the picture of him in right here. Anyway, he had left a little earlier than the rest of us this morning. Gotten ahead, and I thought he was heading home, but I ran across him up on the trail, and we hiked for a long time. I mean, at least probably an hour and a half or more. Just talked and talked. He's a cool kid. Now he has to turn around and hike the whole thing back. so he can go home tonight because he's got to work tomorrow. So anyway, that was fun. And now I'm on my own, heading towards the shelter. And I really have no idea how far I am or how far I have to go. I might be a third of the way through today. I'll stop later and look. Last year, the second half when I was out here, these little clearings where there were power lines would always bring my spirits way up because this is where I would find raspberries and blackberries. But it's too early this year, so I won't find any. But when I came across this just now, I immediately thought, oh yeah, blackberries, there they are. There they are. And they will be plentiful soon enough. And I'll start seeing them in clearings coming up in a few weeks. Anyway, day's going pretty well. I'm getting tired. I need to stop and eat lunch for sure. As soon as I find a nice rock that's just the right height and plenty of room to spread out. Then I will stop and eat and keep on trucking. Let's see. I also wanted to say hi because I hear that Doug got YouTube all set up on my grandparents' TV. So hopefully they're watching. I want to say hi, Grandma and Grandpa, and Doug and Mom. I know they're all in the same house, maybe watching this. So hope everything's going well with you guys. I miss you all. And everybody else in Hayes as well. And I should say specifically hey to Cam just because I saw that it looks like he just subscribed to the channel. So hey man, and hi everybody else. I miss all of you. Hopefully sometime soon when I get off the trail I can come up and see everybody. I look forward to it. One of the problems with Pennsylvania is you can't do two things at once because of these rocks. A lot of parts of the trail, even the strenuous parts, you know, you can eat a bar or eat a snack, eat something, you know, while you're hiking, or you can pull out maybe your guide sheet and kind of take a look and see, you know, how many miles to the next water and stuff while you're hiking. But Pennsylvania, you've got to stop because if you don't, you're going to be flat on your face the next rock that you trip over. Even like right here, it looks like a pretty normal trail, but you'll be going along and there'll just be something like right there. It just sticks right up, kind of grabs you. So anyway, I don't know, you just have to be careful. Well, I pulled into the shelter where the water was and I went and got a whole bunch of water, so that's good. And then up from the shelter is this awesome tent site. There's like a big campfire area, which I'm hoping no one starts up tonight, but they probably will. And lots of tent sites. There's a couple over there you can see in the clearing. There's actually several way back in there. And then one little one right here, which is perfect for my little tent, and it's even in the sun, so I can get a little warmth for a while here. So I'm gonna set up and eat my dinner. Have my ramen stuff that's been hydrating since lunchtime. Ready for that. And then I'm just gonna kick back and get some good sleep tonight. Get to bed early. See you later.
and